Assalamualaikum and welcome to Nothing But Fact Parenting Podcast. In this podcast, I want to share insights and tips that have come fresh off my parenting group coaching. And I have many different parents in there sharing their insights, sharing their success stories, and that's what I want to do. So the first one that I want to share today is that I shared with the parent in the last week's group session about letting go parenting, which is the background story is that when my kids were younger, I used to take them, all three of them, swimming at the same time. And one of them always was like, I don't want to go swimming today, and I don't like swimming, and it's too cold, and it's this, that. It's like always some resistance, right? It's like typical terror parenting scenario. You're taking your kids to an activity that you signed them up and paid a lot of money for, and you want them to learn the skill, and you're like, oh, great, now they're, whining and crying about it. So, yeah, that needs to be the scenario. And this whole experience allowed me to have an insight into, what I call letting go parenting, which is basically not worrying about what will happen or whether they will go in for swimming or not. I used to tell them that, well, whether you go swimming or not, you need to come along now in the car. So let's get into the car first, and we need to drive there, and then we will see what happens. And for 99% of the time, once we got there, they would have dropped all that, thinking, I don't want to do it, I don't want to, I don't want to go swimming, it's this and that. They all just go in the changing room and get changed because their siblings are all getting changed, everybody else getting changed. So it's like this whole idea of not panicking and thinking, oh my gosh, they said they don't want to go, now I'll have to either bribe them with something that they will go, or I'll have to reprimand them, say, oh, you are going, or, I'm here, we've invested loads of time and money and everything into this. So sort of the carrot and stick method, which a parent in the group session just today was sharing didn't really work. It's about trusting that their thinking will change. And this is what my whole baseline, everything I teach on, is that thinking and feeling is moment by moment by moment. And even if your child is saying right now, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I'm not going. And this is exactly what happened to one of my clients. She said to her daughter, who, just for 5 minutes before she had to take her somewhere else, she got really upset about something. There was some discussion with another family member, and she was upstairs on her bed crying, saying, I'm not going to this class. So this client of mine, she remembered that tip I gave the week before, and she's told her daughter, so she stayed calm, didn't, initially she did try to just offer her some cake, but her daughter said, I don't want the cake. So she said, okay, come down, just come downstairs. My daughter did come downstairs. And then she said, let's just get in the car. And her daughter said, oh, I'm not going to class. I said, okay, let's see what happens. Let's just get in the car. So she got in the car and they drove there. And they even made it on time, although it was like, didn't look like it would happen. And as soon as they got there, my client, the mom, she got out of the car and waited about 10 seconds. And then her daughter got out of the car, and she said she noticed that her daughter just like let go of all the tension, had a little smile on her face, and went in and took her class as normal. And it was such an amazing success story of for that mom and for the daughter. And it's all based on this fact that I can 100% guarantee you that your child's thinking will change. Like their thinking and feeling will be different even after 5 minutes. And just focusing on whatever you need to do right now. And often these are these logistical situations where like, oh my God, they're not getting ready and you've got like 10 minutes left to get them to some activity. It's like, just tell them the next step. And I have another quite a story that recently my son's judo teacher told me. He's very straightforward and nothing but facts parenting as well. And he gets it all the time that parents arrive and their kids don't want to get out of the car because they don't want to go in for judo. So he basically just goes out there and tells the child, he's a straightforward guy, judo coach for 40, 50 years, amazing person, an amazing coach. And he'll just tell the child, just get out of the car, your mom needs to lock the car. And the child is like, oh, I don't want to go judo, I'm not going in. It's like, I didn't ask you to go judo or to go in. I said, get out of the car. So the child gets out of the car, easy enough instruction to follow, no, nothing else attached to it. They get out of the car and then he tells them, okay, now go in and do your judo. And they'll just look at him like, okay, and they'll go in and do it. And this happens all the time. So this is what you could call letting go parenting, but not panicking, staying calm, knowing that 100% of the time your child's thinking and feeling will change within a few minutes, within 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe longer, maybe shorter, maybe in a second. But this is 100% fact, parenting fact, life fact, psychological fact that you can rely on. Their thinking will change. And all you as a parent can do for yourself, and the best thing you can do for yourself and your child, is to stay calm and just ask them to do the next step. So this is what I wanted to share today. It's longer than what I thought I wanted to share, but the biggest insight is for this week's podcast is letting go of what's going to happen in 5 minutes in the future. Just tell them the next step and then see what happens. Wait for their thinking to change, and it will change. I can guarantee you that. So thank you for listening to Nothing But Facts Parenting Podcast. I am your host, Safiya. And if you want to be part of my inner circle, part of my parenting group session, then head over to my application page where you can apply to be part of my inner circle, to be part of my parent switch for the switch parenting group sessions, where I share these insights on a regular basis, and you have loads of opportunity to learn and share and upgrade your parenting. And yeah, and they're nothing but facts about parenting, no nonsense, no wishy-washy stuff, 100% true facts. And I look forward to hearing from you. You can head over to www.coachsafia.com/apply, and you will find a quick road application to fill in, and I will get back to you about how to join my group coaching. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.